right, another week, another race to go to. So we had a great time last week at RoadKill Nights. It was awesome. Everybody got in. A little controversy afterwards, I guess, about Billy and them not making it in, but it sucks. I really thought he was going to make it in. I think he was fast enough to do it, and just the way their timing system or whatever is, it sucks. But I guess it is what it is, and hopefully he races again next year. But this week we got Milan Pour Your Own Puddle. It's part of Ohio Grudge Racing and Josh Robinson's deal. It's like their stop on their World Series no prep. The one problem I had last week, which was extremely obvious on all the videos, is that we couldn't keep the freaking front wheels on the ground. Anytime we've gotten on anything good, that's kind of been the struggle I've had. And normally I get around it by just either trying to take bias out, which the truck doesn't necessarily work well without the weight I got in it and kind of the way it is. And it's really just a leaf spring problem situation that without a bunch more testing, I haven't figured out how to get around. For me, then the next solution is I'm going to start hanging some weight on the nose of this thing, and hopefully it ain't going to take much, but just a little to keep the tires on the ground, because when it does pick the tire up, it basically says pull timing and bring it back down. And that's kind of what you've seen in the Milan videos, where it's kind of like, looks like it's hopping out there. It's basically, wheeling, pulling timing, setting it back down, power comes back in, power wheel in, sets it back down, and that's kind of the game it played. So what you might not know about our friend Dylan Bodigan, who has the red S10, he has a laser cutting. He has a laser, it's a plasma, CNC plasma machine. So, I just drew something up on paper real quick, sent it to Dylan, he cut it out in 5 minutes, and it was ready to go. So what I did is I utilized the factory frame rail where the bumper supports went there, because we don't use those no more with this fancy lightweight bumper. So there was 2 holes on both sides. I think you kind of can see, because it would shoehorn around with the factory one. This clamp on weight, I was just sitting it there for now. It's going to go on that bar, and then I can subtract and add. We could probably put those chunks are like 25 pounds each, I think. We could hang a whole shit ton of weight, which might work out really good. Probably work out really good if we get on some real sticky stuff, or even front side, and need to keep the nose down, because it is, even without weight in it, it's still a little bit tail heavy, or whatever you want to call it. So not nose heavy. So got that in. I'm going to, it's good, it fits. So I'm going to take it over to the bumpers, have them weld it up real quick for me, bring it back, clean it up, and put it on, and we'll see how it does this weekend. Choo-choo, all right, out here bright and early on Saturday morning, because I was too lazy to get out here last night and finish up everything I needed to. So I only have to do everything to the truck this morning real quick before we leave. The weather did not bail me out of this, because if Josh is right, weather bug says we're going to get a little bit of rain between like 5 and 7, but it won't be much, so still should be able to get the race off. He didn't kill Wong?
This dude has roofied himself so many times.
Yeah,
that I roofied him and didn't do anything.
He's built up a tolerance.
Yeah, he just stayed. I mean, he's just been like this the whole time.
Yeah. Well, we're in a real different predicament here. We're here early.
Really early.
About 45 minutes early. It never happens.
Yeah.
Dylan's riding with me, so I thought for sure we'll blow 3 or 4 tires out. Okay. Does it? It rained here already, obviously.
It did, but
and there was
decent that way.
There was no chances of rain at this time, according to WeatherBug, and it rained. So that doesn't sound good, Bumper.
Starting at 2 o'clock, it looks like.
Well, good news. The driver's meeting's at 3. Is that on the WeatherBug app? We can't trust anything except that. Where's Zarek at?
Right there.
Oh shit, Zarek's in the truck with you.
Yeah.
Zarek, how you doing, bud?
Oh, just editing, making some good time on YouTube over here.
Excellent. Excellent.
It takes about 4 hours to upload a video on a hotspot.
Okay, so here's what we do. See that button there? Pull that one down so you can stand up in the seat so you can reach her. So pull that first one, pull it down. Okay, so we'll let it prime up. And then now, that one there, pull that one down until it starts. Keep going. Oh, hold her down until she fires up. little throttle assist. Nice work. Give me 5. Nice job. He didn't have enough fun whooping our ass last week. Now he's gonna come out here on this ridiculous looking little hard tire. It's got flames on it. Michael's insane. He's awesome. Look, TKM, hell yeah. Dragway car. I told him to unhook the turbo. I feel like it makes enough NA. Oh no, nah dude, here's the thunder. Look at this dude, man. How do you get his green card anyways?
Bring up all the oil and shit out of the track. This is the time I'm glad we haven't closed trailers.
Well, that's how it always goes. We don't show up sunshine and rainbows. We show up hailstorm.
Good news is I don't think the heavy stuff's coming for a little bit.
I don't think the heavy stuff's gonna come down for quite a while.
Well, party's over before it started. The rain came, weather bug was full of shit, and we're packing her up and going home, and we'll be ready for Salem next week, I guess. But that's just how it goes. You know, last race, it looked like it was definitely gonna rain. We stayed home, it was beautiful out. This time it looked like it probably wasn't, and it rained. So it's part of the odds. We just wanted to come out and give it a shot, and you know, you win some, you lose some. So next week is Salem. We're already ready to go. We don't even have to pull the shit out of the trailer. We'll go down there and you know, try to get a big win there. All right, well, we didn't get a race yesterday, and that worked out for Dylan because his truck was broken. We almost stayed up all night if we would have had parts to fix it, and I guess I'm glad we didn't because it would have been all for naught. So the problem we had is it was pouring some antifreeze out of the exhaust, which is hiding back here. And it's not antifreeze, I guess it was straight up water. It hydrolocked in the, when you tried to fire it up in the trailer, right?
Yep.
And then it worked through it, and you pulled the plug, and you seen water in the cylinder that was on top of the piston. So we know we have a leak somewhere. What we're not sure of is if it's the cylinder head or if it's the gasket. I've never seen a gasket leak enough water out the exhaust, but we have seen puddles out. We have seen cracked cylinders or cylinder heads do that thing to us. So that's what we're going to find out today. All right, we're just a few washers away from finding out the truth. Your dad pretty much is sure it's a head gasket. We're pretty much sure it's everything but a head gasket. Guess we're about to find out. So there's got to be a crack or something we're going to be finding because the head gasket doesn't even look. There's no bulge, no bulge, no bulge. Or, you know, even worst option, the cylinder's cracked or something, I guess. Yeah, look at the water just hanging out in there. It's not good, Madison. This might mean it's a Mike Lau or a TKM 388 coming.
Yeah.
Or a Mick Bodigan 388, I guess. Better not cut your dad short. He'll kill us for that one. Huh. That's weird. We're missing the chunk. It's not there, right?
No.
Why is it missing that little piece? All right, we're going to have to further investigate here. Well, we got it torn apart, and there's just not a smoking gun necessarily. So the only thing we see that is not normal is we got this big spot missing from that sealant type stuff, but there is a fire ring in there, and I guess we were kind of under the impression you didn't have to have that. Like necessarily the sealant is there to help, but it isn't necessarily something that has to be there to keep the water out. But when you look at where it flows in on this cylinder, let's see, it's this guy here. I mean, it looks like it washed, like it was coming right in and washed in there, because you see we got black there, we got black there, we got black there, and here we ain't got as much black. So that looks like what the problem is probably at. Dylan's going to take the head tomorrow to Ron and get a pressure checked, and that'll kind of tell us for sure, because even the block, like, looks okay. So that's a very weird situation. We've never, out of all the stuff we did, never seen this happen before necessarily, especially when like all the, I don't know if I can show it on here, like all the where you would have water come through, all those areas when they push water or lift the head, typically that's all bubbled up, and I think we've showed that in videos in the past. So for that not to have happen, and then that piece of sealant there to be missing, it's kind of weird. It doesn't make sense, but he'll get checked out tomorrow, and then we'll decide what we're going to do to get this thing ready for Salem. We need all the cars there, hopefully, to do well, so we can roll through that tough field. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, that was a good one.
It finally happened. Finally.
It's because I asked you to check your tires before we left.
This morning because I was too pissed off. People were messing with my truck last night. I probably would have seen that.
That other one looks kind of low, don't it?
Well, all the weight's on that.
Oh yeah. Days
Continue
of our tire
on West
lives.
Morris
Here we
Street
go.
for 3/4 of a mile.
GPS. All right. Well. So I've been training for all year.
Right.
Your dad basically bought these tires when he built his Nova back in the 80s.
Basically, yeah.
Back when he bought these rims.
Yeah, these tires were new when these rims were new. Oh, dude, those look good on my Trans Am.
They would, yeah.
All right, Dylan, we're timing you, dude. We ain't got, let's get this done, dude. Yeah, see which spike you can grab.
Yeah. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Is that also 7 years old?
Yeah, it definitely is. We're gonna go 5 miles and blow it out.
is. Oh my
Oh,
god.
dang,
Brand new,
dude.
7 years old.
Yeah. Well, at least we got to a gas station. It's not too bad. TJ's just in there enjoying life.
Something like that.